Okay, remember when I said that there will be battles where I'll be experiencing my worst? Well, guess what? This is another example of a battle that I had my worst in. And we're back with another Wi-Fi battle, this time against Shadow. And let me tell you right now, by the time the battle was already over, I was so angry, I was so pissed off, and I basically had to remove this guy from my Skype because this guy really angered me so badly. He starts off with Xerneas, and I start off with a Rose Raid, and he activates a Fairy Aura, which hopefully could help. I go for a Sleep Powder, and I miss, and he gets the Psychic, which unfortunately takes down my Rose Raid in one hit. Well, not really. He doesn't kill it, but he makes a switch, but knowing him, he's going to send out his worst thing. He sends out Mew, and this Mew is going to end up being a problem. I go for the Sludge Bomb, hoping that I can kill it, but it didn't work. He gets a Psyshock off, and that Psyshock literally just takes down my Rose Raid completely. This guy has, like, all legendaries on his team, and I'm thinking this fight is not going to be fair. I send out my Staraptor, hoping that it can be enough, and the Intimidate kicks in, and it reduces its attack. However, sadly, Mew goes for a Flamethrower, wondering if I'll be able to take it down, and the damage wasn't that much. I go for a U-turn, and the U-turn does successfully take out, well, not really takes out his Mew, but it did do some damage to it. I should have went for the Brave Bird instead to make sure that this guy stays down. I send in my Alakazam, and I'm hopefully Alakazam can be enough. I activate my Mega Evolution, hopefully that I can be able to take this thing down, and I go Mega Alakazam, and wondering what the heck am I going to do next against him. I activate the Trace, which in turn activates Synchronize, which is actually a pretty interesting ability. I go for the Signal Beam, and the Signal Beam just destroys Mew. That's it. That's one down. One down, 5 other legendaries to go. He sends out next his Mewtwo. This is a regular Mewtwo, not a shiny. And he exerts his pressure. That's just the least of my worries. I make a switch because I'm wondering what the heck he's going to do next. And knowing like my last opponent, he's going to actually have a Mewtwo of his, like a Mega Mewtwo of his own. Not Mega Mewtwo X, however, Mewtwo Y. And like I said, many are favoring Mewtwo Y over Mewtwo X. And sadly, I'm about to learn the hard way just how dangerous this thing is. He goes for the Shadow Ball and it misses, but instead he goes for the Psystrike. And that Psystrike just wipes out my Staraptor like it's nothing. This is basically the downward spiral that I had to experience in that battle when I was raging like mad. Because since this guy is just way fast, I won't be able to lay a dent on him. He goes for an Earthquake too, and that destroys my Empoleon in one hit. Well, not really one hit, but at least I do get some damage off. I go for a Hydro Pump after surviving that Earthquake, and the damage didn't do much at all. And knowing him, he's going to pull another Earthquake, which is going to finish me off. Yeah. He goes for another Earthquake, and the Earthquake takes down my Empoleon. And this is just where things get really, really upsetting. It really does. Because I didn't want to save this battle, because this guy had like a whole bunch of legendary Pokemon, and I was going to get my butt kicked badly. He goes for another Earthquake, and I know for a fact that this Earthquake takes down my Electivire, but it doesn't. It survives, barely. Thank you! And I go for a Thunder Punch, hoping to kill it, and I get the Parax, and I'm like, yes! I'm like, finally, I can actually fight back for once. I go for the Thunder Punch again, and that takes down Mewtwo Y. And I always keep saying to myself, Mewtwo Y may be dangerous, but if you actually are strategic with your moves, you'll take him down. He sends out Arceus, a Pokemon who is known to bring the beginning. Basically like a starting point. And he goes for an Earthquake, which takes down my Electivire, and I'm like, oh man, this is bad. Bad news indeed. I go into my Blaziken. I hope to at least do some damage to it, but he goes for a Psychic, and this guy doesn't have any plates on him. He is doing a lot of damage to my Pokemon, but thanks to the Citrus Berry, I'm able to get some health back. And I try my best to do something. I go for the Superpower since it's a normal type legendary. I'm hoping that I can like destroy it in one hit, and I do that. Yes, I finally take down his Arceus. His defenses aren't really that good. Thank you. Yeah, and this is a really tough battle. He sends out his Xerneas yet again. And I can pretty much tell that this is going to be a problem. He has, like, Psychic. I guess he'll have... Yeah, he has Psychic, and that takes down my Blaziken. I was literally fuming mad. I was fuming mad. I was like, this guy's full of legendaries or a cheater or something. Because my team isn't prepared for Uber battles. It can handle Ubers, but not the other times. And I activate a Fairy Aura, which hopefully should help. And it radiates a Fairy Aura. But I go for a Psychic hoping that I can at least do some damage to Xerneas. And the damage was enough, but unfortunately it isn't. Because he goes for a Moonblast, and that Moonblast literally doesn't kill my Alakazam completely, but he makes a switch wondering what he'll do next. He sends out his Typhlosion, and I'm hoping I could be able to take this damn thing down in one shot. I really hope I can. And I go for a Psychic, which does do damage, but not a lot. Yeah, I'm just a bit upset because the battle really made me rage. I go for another Psychic attack, and that Psychic attack kills Typhlosion. And I'm like, thank you. Thank God I can finally take it down. But then he sends out his Charizard, and I do a Psychic, hoping that I can finish him off in just one hit. But sadly, I don't. He goes for the Flamethrower, and he finishes me off, and that's it. I was literally fuming mad and rage when I had this battle. So much so, in fact, that I removed him from my Skype contacts. I'm rejecting every invite he sends out. If you want a fair fight against me, Shadow, better do it with, like, other Pokemon, not with Legendaries. Because you got me pissed off in that fight. But I hope I didn't get pissed off with you guys. Thank you very much for the battle, Shadow, regardless. Another loss added to my rep. And I'll see you guys next time for another one. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like button. Hit that like button. It does mean a lot to me. And I'll see you guys next time. All right, later.